Welcome to the Oasis Within Show. Here's your host, Rita and Ketchy.
Hello, everybody. You're welcome to the Oasis Within show. And I am your host, Reader NKG. And today I'm going to be discussing the obstacles that we face when it comes to life. People have fear of success. So, how do you know the signs that you have the fear of success syndrome? There's actually something like that, the fear of success syndrome. And people get scared to do certain things that will help them achieve the success that they need in life. And all of the obstacles that we face in life and in our journey to become the best self and the best, most authentic self of ourselves, one of the main obstacles is the fear of success. It is one of the most underrated and the most difficult to identify. And the reason is simple. Who is afraid of success? No one will ever admit that they're afraid of success because consciously they don't think that they're afraid of success. But a lot of us, including myself, have struggled in the past with things like that when it comes to the fear of launching, the fear of doing things. It could be to start something. Sometimes you just become so afraid. You don't know if you will do it and you'll actually achieve. But how do you know if you don't try? You have to actually try. So it's very important for you to understand that fear can be such a huge obstacle that can stop people from moving forward. When you ask people whether they want to, be successful or live their wildest dreams, they usually say yes. But deep down, there's a part of them that actually is afraid of success. And this is very huge because those things could actually be stumbling blocks that can stop you in your tracks from achieving the success that you want in your life. On the surface, they may seem to want to be successful, but deep down, they're actually very scared or afraid to do that thing that they want to do or to pursue their purpose. And this can be very limiting, and a lot of people will say that. On the surface, they want to be successful, but at the end of the day, they don't necessarily want to try to make it work out for them. The problem comes out when you have to face the truth, which is your inner self. It takes you digging deep down. And when you do this, when you dig deep down, you will see it for yourself that all the reasons why you're not succeeding is just there. If you dig down, and you take your time to be clear on what you know are the things that make you scared or afraid to launch, you will find out the reasons why you're not succeeding. And a huge part of it is usually because of the fear of being successful, just the fear. Just like a few people I know who have actually understand what fear is all about. You need to face that fear and defeat that fear for you to actually move to the next level. And we usually are our own worst enemies. And when we are, we have to think of things, and we self-sabotage and all that. We're usually the ones who stop ourselves from achieving the success that we want. The success is already within you, is already there. It's something that is there already, and God has already placed it inside of you. It's within you. It's that oasis within you. And you knowing that the success is there is inspirational. But a lot of people are the ones who actually limit themselves to succeeding. And the question I want to ask you, are you one person that you're afraid to be successful? Think about it. If you've been working hard and, doing things day and night and burning the candle, strategizing, reading the books, going to the seminars and the events to make yourself better, you've crafted your strategy and your plans, and then you take massive action and you try to improve, but you find out that success is not coming to you. Perhaps the reason that is that you're afraid to be successful. And that alone is a huge stumbling block. And it's something that you need to eliminate and nip in the bud so that you can actually move to that next level. I bet you've seen many people, for instance, even yourself, say that, oh, all they want to do is they want to succeed, they want to do this, they want to do that. By the end of the day, they find out they didn't do anything. They place their goals, they put their goals that they want to achieve, but they end up not achieving it. And it's because of the fear. It's not because they don't want to do it, but because they have that fear, that deep fear to launch, that deep fear that needs to be launched, that needs to be nipped in the bud for you to move to the next level. Many times in my life, for instance, I have said, maybe like, this is from personal experience, by the way. I sometimes say I want to do something, but sometimes I don't follow through. It's not because I don't want it, and it's not because I don't have the clarity that I want, but sometimes it's just self sabotage. Even when you have all the resources, the time, the money, the support, the knowledge, everything that you need to work, some people still have that problem of self sabotage. And what is self sabotage? What is self sabotage? Self sabotage is actually the fear of success. The fear of success, to make it easy and to make it simple for all of us to understand, is self sabotage, is a phobia that stops people from achieving that higher self which they want in life, the best, for attaining that best life that you want for yourself. It's a combination of mental conditioning, trauma, disempowering beliefs. And how do we actually know this? You find out that when you do a deep digging deep of inside of you, you find out you have like some conditioning you've had when you were a child, from your environment, from your family, and from people. And that has been something that can actually be something that could condition you, and it could stop you. It could be trauma. Maybe you had an abusive situation happen for you before, maybe an abusive relationship, an abusive spouse that was narcissistic, or whatever it may be, or even an accident. These things are things that can actually, they've been traumatizing, and because of the trauma they've gone through, it leaves that space for fear to build up, because it was a fearful experience, and because of that, it leaves fear in their mind. And this is actually something that makes you know that, that fear can limit people. And many people subconsciously don't even see it on the surface, and that's why they don't understand. And that's why you need to do the digging deep to understand that you have to know that there are some things that have conditioned you, and those things are the limiting beliefs. For example, if you want to be a successful guru or business person or brand or network marketing or whatever, you know that you need to take your time to actually find content, for instance, on YouTube and all that. You need to start marketing, you need to get information, and because the information is there for you, and a lot of people are using those kind of information and videos to market their products. But you find out that you have always wanted to start your own channel and all that, but you're not doing the things you need to do. There must be a reason, don't you think? There must be a reason why you don't want to do them, when you know that, okay, if I do this, I'll get this result. But perhaps you think that you don't even know how to do it. Sometimes you feel that you don't have the time, or you don't know how to handle it. But if you look at it deeply, you know that maybe this concept, or maybe that particular video marketing, may be good for your business, but you end up not doing it. So why don't you do it? So you need to ask yourself these questions. Why don't you do it? And that will help you, to know the root cause of what is causing your fear. When you dig deep down, you actually find out that it's fear that is actually stopping you from doing it. It may be a fear of being famous. It may be a friend of like, oh, what my friends do, or if my friends see me online selling things or whatever, you may feel that, oh, maybe they're not good enough, the perception and all that. But these are the things that limit us. And when you feel that, for instance, for my example, I was like, how will people perceive my show? How will they take my show? What's gonna be their experience and all that? And because of that, it becomes a fear. It becomes a form of self-doubt for you. And it's like stabbing yourself in the foot, because you're virtually consistently thinking about it. You're overthinking it, that, oh, and you become so scared about, oh, what will people say? How will people see it? And because of that, it becomes a limiting belief for you. But whatever your reason is, don't let your fear stop you. Don't let your fears stop you. The same goes for investing or saving money, for instance. People know that you can actually save money and compound build compound interest and all that. But a lot of people don't save. They will like probably have that fear in them and say, "Oh, what if I save all this money and something happens and maybe they don't get to enjoy it, for instance?" And you won't believe that because of that they don't save. It's amazing how people could think this way. And sometimes people will always think, they could also think that, oh, maybe someone will steal the money or something will happen to the money. And you imagining those things, you find out that those are the negative things that limit you from doing that thing. And those negative things become the reality and they become the sabotage that can actually stop you from doing what you want. And that is negative thinking. And if you have that negative thinking, my friend, then you need to understand that that's a fear of success. And I'm going to be talking about all the fears that hold you back. And once you learn to overcome those things and you act in spite of it all, it's going to help you. Sometimes people are also afraid, for instance, of responsibilities. They're afraid that, oh, when they start something or when they try to launch, there's that responsibility that is involved or that is part of what they need to do to be successful. They want to build a successful business, but they're scared of the responsibilities that come with it. Most people associate being successful being, they always feel it's like just having more money. They're conditioned to believe that the more money you make, the more responsibility you have. But you still have to have those responsibilities if you want to build something. If you do your due diligence properly and you do the right thing you're supposed to do for your business, you can actually achieve everything you want to do. And people always ask, how do you even start your own business? Sometimes those things, you understanding those things like the cash flow, your taxes and all those things, when you understand those things, it could be scary for you, the thought of it, knowing about, oh, the responsibilities it takes to start your business and everything. And that scares a lot of people. And you find out that that is major fear. I used to be very scared about like, oh, the team members that are in my team, maybe when I have those things, they're not dedicated. And because I'm scared that they're not going to be dedicated, because of that, it will make me not want to actually start that thing or that business or the project or whatever. So those are the little ways fear can creep in, and because of that, a lot of people at the end of the day choose to stay in the position where they are because they don't want to try out something new. They want to start their new business, but they don't want to they don't want to like put in the work that is needed. So that's one reason. Another reason why you're afraid or why people are afraid is usually because most people are afraid of working harder. They always feel that, oh, maybe they need to work harder because they've been conditioned over time that they need to work harder. But yes, you need to work harder, but you can work smart. You don't necessarily have to work, and it doesn't have to flow in that way or you thinking of it in that way. Sometimes you can work smart instead of you working too hard. And there's actually one rule that I always love. Is a book, actually. It's called the 80-20 rule. And it's a book that I intend to discuss on this channel on one of my episodes. And it's an amazing book because it talks about you putting in 20% of the work to get 80% of the results, And you find out that a lot of people they believe that, oh, they have to sacrifice all areas of their lives. But it doesn't have to be that way. Having a business, definitely, you have to have things that you do on a daily basis. Is a huge responsibility, and you definitely need to do some things to make your business work better. But people are scared because they're scared of the responsibilities that come with it, and because of that, they just want to stay in their zone. They don't want to try it out. And working hard is important, yeah, but you working smart and working on the right thing is the best thing to do. Create a system. One of the best things I have learned recently is that I have to create a system that works. So every day what I do is I create a system that works with me. It could be a system that helps you with working out. It could be a system that helps you with your goal setting. All you have to do a systematic step-by-step analysis of how you can perform all your goals. So it's very important for you to have that kind of system. a system, where you systemize and itemize everything you need to do. How do you take advantage of all the hours you have in a day? We all have the same 24 hours in a day, but how are you more productive, and how do you become more successful with the same time all the successful people, CEOs, and all those people have also? How do you leverage on the time you do? All you have to do is to have a system. If you have a breakdown of how you want your goals to be achieved and everything you want to be achieved, once you have that properly done, it will be like an autopilot, and then you have your things work out. Everything will be easier for you. So being more successful actually doesn't mean that you have to work extra hard. It is you working smart. You don't have to work 24 hours of the day for you to be successful. You have to work smart. You have to take your time to actually break things. So that's my advice for you, to break down your goals into systems. Another thing that is very important is that a lot of people have that fear of not having enough time for leisure, of the things they love the most. That is a huge fear. And that's one of the fears that stop people from launching. So they believe that they have to sacrifice their leisure and all that. Hard work is important, but that doesn't guarantee your success. You have to have a balance, work-life balance. I've seen people work 10 or more hours and years doing the same thing day in, day out. And at the end of the day, they're not even successful and they're not happy. And it's because they probably not balance things. Becoming successful doesn't mean that you have to sacrifice your leisure. Most of the time, you have to have a life balance and still know that that balance is what you need, and you not being scared of the process of having a life balance, a work life balance. So you can actually create time for yourself, time for your family, have a time management system that works for you, so that you can still do what you love doing and you can work. And then you don't, you having a blend for both of them makes it easier, because you're achieving faster, because you're doing something that makes you happy. When your work becomes fun, you don't have to work another day, because you actually know that you're having fun, because you don't feel it. It's just like what I do now. I enjoy giving advice and tips and all to people to make them better. I enjoy making people have a different mindset or a different view of the positive things that could actually happen for them. And because of that, I don't even feel I'm doing anything, because I'm enjoying doing it. And I enjoy doing that. I'm someone that I consider myself a positivity practitioner. And because of that, I want to spread that positivity out to everybody in the world. And so I enjoy doing that. So I don't even feel it. So a lot of people need to understand that, look, you need to love what you do. If you look at the rich and successful people, people like Warren Buffett and Steve Jobs and the rest of them, who are legendary in what they do, they are people that, Steve Jobs especially was like a very, very legendary person that had to take out time to also do things that he loved, and he was able to balance it. And he believes that you don't have to separate work and fun. You can actually have a blend of the two, and you can actually succeed better. When you're passionate about what you do, success comes to you. So don't let that fear of that to stop you down, or let you down. And a lot of people sometimes are very worried about what it is, or that they will lose their finances and all that, and because of that, they don't want to launch, because they feel that they're going to lose their or they're going to lose their the finances and all that. They are afraid that once they become successful, that they will fail, or they will lose it all, or they won't be able to sustain it, or whatever. That on its own can actually be a stumbling block, because it makes you more cautious, and you don't want to succeed at all. You want to be famous, but you're like worried, oh, the perception of people about you and all that. People will have different perceptions about you, and people, that makes a lot of people very scared, but they're so worried about what other people are going to say about them, because they are worried about how people perceive them and all that. It is so true, because I know, for instance, that me personally, I was like, oh my god, I was overthinking it, how to start my show, how to talk, what to say and all that. So I know it's something personally that I do, and I have people coming to me telling me that that's the reason why they haven't launched their own careers and all, because of the perception they think people will have of them. They care too much about what others are thinking about them and all that. They're thinking about, oh, once they are there, others will put high hopes on their shoulders, and that will make it harder for them. but it doesn't have to be this. People believe that the more successful you are, the more stressful you should things will become for you, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that way, and that fear can actually continue, and it will make you overly conscious, and it will make you not have that power to venture into what you want to do. And that's actually what makes you fail. It's actually that fear that makes you fail, And a lot of people also are scared that they become a different person when they are succeed. They're going through their success, because they're afraid that they're going to become someone else along the way. But you being successful doesn't mean you need to change yourself. You're where you are right now because of your characters, your mindset, your traits, your qualities, your habits, your personality, and everything that makes you you. And in order to achieve great success, you need to change and upgrade and make yourself even better. You have to sometimes say goodbye to those people that were on that level to you sometimes, but change is very important. Change is necessary. And change doesn't have to be bad or negative. Change can be a good change that can actually become inspirational for other people around you. So you don't have to feel bad, because when you change, you become more responsible, you become more productive, and people can actually, they'll love you, they'll love your content, they'll love your personality. So you shouldn't let that change you. And being who you are is is the best way. And you have to every day constantly try to learn to improve yourself. You becoming that higher self and your authentic you. So change is something you should embrace. Change for the better, change and upgrading yourself is something that should be better. So you need to have that balance also. And you understanding that you becoming a better person is actually a good thing, because you can actually sprinkle your goodness around other people around you, and they will also feel that energy and become better themselves. So it's actually a good thing. So you shouldn't have that fear of being a different person when you become successful. And for instance, when you have a group of people who are like always complaining about things in life and all that, sometimes it makes you actually need to understand that sometimes you need to delete certain people who bring you negativity or bring you down. So sometimes you don't be afraid to cut them out or cut the time you spend with them. At the end of the day, you have to think of your success. If those people around you are not bringing anything positive to the plate, or they're not bringing anything positive to your life, and they are still complaining that you're becoming a better you in your process and of becoming a better person and succeeding in your business, then maybe you need to actually cut them off, because being a better you takes a lot of work. So you have to understand that too. You have to put in the work, you have to put in the time. And sometimes you don't have the time to do the same things you used to do before, maybe like talking to friends, spending long hours on social media and all that. Sometimes you have to actually cut those things out so that you can focus on the things that matter. So treat change as something positive and constructive. You will definitely make new friends, and you definitely gain new friends when you evolve and you become better. So it's very important, because your positivity, when you start moving along your journey, is going to be positive for other people. And I always pray myself personally that my positive change will inspire other people around me, and that's what excites me, when other people benefit from the positivity of what I do. I enjoy the impact that I make, and it's always such a fresh, refreshing feeling when I know that other people are also benefiting and they're trying to make themselves also better. So it's such a great thing. It makes me so happy when I do that. So don't feel bad that you're growing and you're getting better. Don't feel bad about it. Just take it as, oh, you're getting there so that you can also help other people too. Another thing is that, success can be challenging because we don't want to get out of that comfort zone. And because of your comfort zone, that comfort blanket, you don't want to change. But it's about expanding yourself out of that. You have to make the new. You have to make the new ways and new ways of thinking, new belief systems. You need to infuse new things in your life. You need to let go of those things that don't serve you well. And you have to be ready to expand. Leave your comfort zone, adopt new habits, and it may take you out of your comfort zone when you're evolving, but you need to get used to it. You need to get used to doing greater things. You need to get used to leaving that spot where you've been for so long, which is your comfort zone. So if you're serious about achieving the success that you want, you definitely need to expand your comfort zone and make the unfamiliar a regular habit. So these are very important things, So um, for you to increase to a higher level, you have to keep working on yourself. You need leveling up. You need to keep working on yourself to become a better person. Some people actually think also that they don't deserve to be successful. They always like have like that they're not worthy, and that is one of the huge that was is one of the huge fears that people have. Even I used to have that, and I used to be like, oh, so scared that, oh, I'm not like deserving of some of that level of success because we've put a tag or a cap to the kind of level we want to be. But it's so wrong. You shouldn't think that you're not worthy to be successful. Every one of us deserves that success, but you have to put in the work for it. So most people are not willing to go that extra mile to put in the hard work that it takes, and they're not ready to commit to success. And because they do that, it's always an issue. And I always tell people that you have to make the best of everything that you're doing every time. So don't be scared to come out of your comfort zone. It's very, very important. And the key things that I want you to always understand is that you are growing every single day, and don't let your growth or the thought of your growth even become an obstacle for you. So these fears, once you can identify these fears, it's going to help you, and it's going to make you have more clarity on nipping them in the bud. Because when you understand where the fear is stemming from or where the fear is coming from, that gives you a better perspective, and then you know how to attack that fear. So I want all of us to stay positive always, and always know that you're worth it. You're worth it. You're worth everything you put into yourself. You're where you are right now because you're worthy. Everything that makes you you is what makes you special. Everything that makes you you, and you're worthy because you've been doing the work, you've been putting in the extra hours, you've been sacrificing a lot of things and all that. So why don't you think it's worthy, that it's worth it when you make the money or when you are successful? Whatever success is for you, or your definition of success. A lot of people believe that success has to do with monetary terms, which is very important, yeah. But for me, I believe that success is even bigger than that, because success is actually you being able to spread that also, and people benefiting from that, like benefiting from the energy that you bring out when you've gotten to that level. So I always encourage everybody to always know that you can achieve everything that you want to achieve, and you need to you need to crush all those limiting beliefs. You need to crush all those things that make you um that make you fearful, that make you scared to achieve your dreams. So we should all try as much as possible to understand that there's so many things you can achieve. And with that, I always want people to understand that you deserve everything. You deserve the success that comes to you. It is so wrong when you think you're not worthy. It's the ultimate fear, really, when you believe that you don't deserve what comes to you. And because of that, you just feel that you won't amount to anything, or you won't amount to the success levels that you want, or to attain what you want. So you need to actually understand that you deserve it. You deserve it. You're worthy of it. You're worthy of the success that comes to you. Some people believe that, oh, for instance, when you're because you're a spiritual person, you don't because you're spiritual, you don't have to make money, or because you're a spiritual person, you shouldn't make money from what you do, But that is so wrong. It shouldn't be that way. That is such a negative thinking. You should have a more positive thinking. So you need to have the thought of an abundance mindset. An abundance mindset doesn't necessarily have to mean only the cash that comes from it. It's a holistic view of what abundance is all about. So it's good for you to know that, and to know that the work you're putting in, you deserve success for it. And this is a fact. You need to change the way you believe, that belief system inside of you. Stop believing that you don't deserve to be successful, or that you're not good enough, or you're not successful enough, or you're not pretty enough, or you're not worth it, or you don't have the knowledge. You need to try, because these are just beliefs that hold you back from living the dream life you want. And it's not so bad when you try. Sometimes you may not be perfect. You could get in a situation and you're not so perfect in it, but practice. You keep practicing every day. Like I keep practicing every day, and as I practice every day, it gives me more confidence. And that's the same way. And that's why this is such a good show, because you can actually know that we are all growing together, and we're going to achieve together. It will be a win-win at the end of the day, because I'm also learning every day, and I'm also teaching people on I'm also teaching people on like little tips that can help them to become better too. So what I always say in conclusion, I want you to say this affirmation for the week. Tell yourself every morning, I am worthy of the best life possible. I am worthy to be amazing. I'm deserving of all good things, and good things and abundance comes to me. This is what you should do in the morning. You should say affirmations. I'm such a huge person for affirmations, and that's what I do. And I bet you it's gonna help you with the way you see things. And more importantly, believe in yourself and learn to overcome your fear of success. And I love you, and I hope you practice this every time, because it's going to make a huge difference in your life. So thank you. And with this, I want to remind you to please check us all on all our social media handles, on the Oasis Within on Facebook, the Oasis Within on Instagram and Twitter. And I will also encourage us that we should all keep practicing our affirmations and everything that will help you, whatever inspires you. We love you on this show, and please, you can keep asking us questions. You can send questions, and I'm so glad really that I've been getting a lot of questions from people, and I know that more questions are coming, and I've been replying. So thank you for all the questions and the contribution, and I will see you same time next week. God bless. Bye.